Wednesday, July 10, 2013. Welcome to General Assignment. On the show this evening is Department of Science and Technology Assistant Secretary Mon Liboro. We'll be talking about the Science and Technology Week and some issues relevant to science and technology. I'm your host, Miguel Hill. Okay. ASec Mon Liboro is with us, and before anything, ASec, welcome to General Assignment.
Good evening, Miguel, and good evening to all the televiewers of General Assignment.
Okay. Before we get into the more controversial topics, which I will be asking you later, tell us something about the Science and Technology Week. What prompted your department to have this initiative?
It's an annual thing, Miguel, the National Science Technology Week. We hold this every month of July, and this year we're going to be holding it at the SMX Convention Center in Pasay.
Very spacious.
Very spacious, yes, and spacious enough to host our technologies, which we will be showcasing the entire week. It will start on July 23. So our theme for this year is the Science, Technology, Innovation, the road to a smarter Philippines. So
it's a very interesting theme, no? The road to a smarter Philippines. So does that mean that the thrust is towards the computer technology, chemistry, or what?
Well, the thrust is just to do things better. I mean, putting it simply. And to do things better, you would need a lot of, probably you will need tools and solutions, and what we're suggesting is the road of science and technology in providing these tools and solutions. No? So we can come up with better solutions and applications to generally make life better. And this will cuts across all our undertakings. Meaning, if you are talking about industry, from agriculture to services to industry, even even the quality of life, meaning education, health, improving the quality of life through science and technology will result or redound to a smarter Philippines.
There are observations, and I share this observation, that there seems to be a realization, especially among the younger Filipinos, that if they want to make it in this IT-savvy, globalized world economy, you have to be a little bit of a techie. I mean, maybe our generation, everyone gravitated towards the management or business fields because everyone wanted to be a boss.
Yeah.
That is the paradigm of success. But now, you can be a service provider. You may not have a staff under you, but if you have the skills, they pay you a lot. And at the end of the day, I guess that's really what counts.
That's right. Yes, you really put premium on. I mean, the digital world or the digital society now is actually an equalized society. That's what they say. Meaning, all the devices, all the hardware that is available to everyone practically is the same device or the same gadget that probably an Apple, Microsoft executive has. No? Wala na halos, hindi na ganung kalaki ang gap. No? Whatever resources you have, no? Yun din yun. Did you know, for example, na yung smartphone, the cell phones that we use, is 1,000 times far more powerful than the computer that sent the space shuttle to space in 1980s. Ganun nakalakas yung computing power niya. And this computing power is now available in the hands of the ordinary Filipino. All right, so computing power, hardware, software, availability, coupled with the diskarte Filipino or the knowledge ng Filipino, you have a potential, you have a very potent combination. No? So what we're saying is now, this is the digital society is a very equalized society. Pagalingan na lang talaga. The technology is there. We just have to mine our human resources so that we can leverage or manage all this technology available to us to make life better.
Is there a shift in career preference now I think this is something for the CHED also, no? But I'm sure the DOST has their figures as well. Is there a shift towards more high tech or science savvy careers?
Well, I suppose still remains to be a very competitive course. I mean, a sought after or subscribed course. Of course, labor trends or labor demands actually dictate also sometimes which courses become popular. In the
But
case, for
business process
example,
outsourcing is just only takes you to the threshold, the entry level.
but
science and technology.
not anymore, Miguel. No? You know, a lot of emerging BPO or BPO jobs are now into the higher fields. No? I would say, you know, you're talking about again data analysis. You talk about mobile programming. Talk about animation. No? Again, there's a growing demand to these emerging fields, no? And I think the Filipinos are really suited, no, to fill up the gap in these gaps in this to fill the gaps in the demand for these courses or demand for this field. So we are in a very good position, no, to get a big share of the market.
Why is it that our people seemingly have adapted or have adjusted to this changing IT world so quickly? Is that an innate something, or is that because our educational system has always encouraged this, or is it because of initiatives undertaken by our different departments?
Probably a combination of all those that you mentioned. But generally, the Filipinos, being a social creature, probably being a social savvy society, has found an ally in in all the IT has now been the bedrock of social media, for example, social media exchanges. And Filipinos love that, no? So that's why, for example, we have always claimed that they claim that we are number one, for example, in texting, or number one now, or a big part of Facebook is actually composed of Filipino members. So nagagamit natin yung IT, no, for yung societal for your societal engagement, no. So ergo, well, then we become akin to IT, no, also. So that augurs well for us, no, because the world naman is going to the same direction that IT will be taking it.
You know, when 7 or 8 years ago they called the Philippines the texting capital of the world, they said that in a negative light, no. But what I saw even way back then was that Filipinos were tech savvy pala, were computer savvy pala, and now we're seeing na may payback din yun eh. Itong BPO is an industry that's grown by leaps and bounds, and yung mga basic skills sa computers and all that, nagamit.
Tama ka doon, Miguel, and we should encourage that, no? Kasi yan din lang yung ating way, no, para maka-catch up dun sa mga neighbors natin, no? So what kanina is binabangkit ko nga, yung resources, yung technology resources na meron na rin yung neighbors natin, meron na rin tayo dito, no? So in the end, we will be competing doon sa level talaga ng human resource, no? So doon, kung tayo will be at par, no? Talagang wala nang comparative advantage, no, that our neighbors can claim over us, no? So
okay, friends, if you're interested in this evening's discussions, you can text your questions or reactions to mobile phone number 0915 609
209.
6012. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for the correction. The number is flashing on your screen. So if you have a question or directed to ASec Liboro, you can text your questions to us. We're talking about science and technology, not only the careers, no, but the opportunities and the pitfalls of science and technology. Okay? Anyway, we are talking about the potentials of this industry. No? So what is the DOST doing in order to encourage people to go the science and technology direction? We're talking about careers.
Oh, we're doing a lot now. For example, of course, we have touch base, and we have a very, very solid partnership with the industry. That's first and foremost, no? Because the industry actually guides us on which strategy or which path to take when it comes to addressing the human resource needs. No? For example, of course, we're talking about careers here. No? So sila rin na nagsasabi. And then we realize, no, that this industry actually, if you talk about are they really looking for tech-savvy people, no, they're just looking for the very basic skills, no, or that a person, a Filipino, must possess. No.
And you
foremost,
learn
foremost
when you're
is,
there
yes,
already.
foremost is communication, but they're really going really for analytical skills, for example. How do you solve problems? How do you, ganun, ano. These are, unfortunately, in school, you don't have formal lessons on problem solving. Probably that's found in math and what, or analytics or analyzing things. No? It's all incorporated in our educational system. But these are the attributes, no, that they are actually looking for. Of course, the communication, English, for example, is top of the
Check
list.
na tayo dun.
Check na tayo dun. And the DOST has developed some technologies that actually aid an individual in improving his or her English proficiency. No? So we have also incorporated that in part of it. But a big part of the support that we are actually giving the industry is mainstreaming. No? Itong ganitong mainstreaming, this moves towards really tailor-fitting our curriculum, no, especially for higher education, to suit yung demand, no, and probably to even project further to the growing demand for tomorrow's jobs. No. So there's a very good synergy between the department, government, and industry in really to open up more opportunities for Filipinos.
Have you been coordinating with the DepEd? Because DepEd is implementing in earnest the K-12 program, and the kids are supposed to be hireable after 12 years of education. So you really have to inject the science. And
Yes, we are. We actually have a very solid partnership with the DepEd in terms of really intervention, even in the basic, or primary education in the country. Talking about the public education system and the very basic or primary education here. So we have a lot of collaboration and interventions in science and math education, for example. We have developed curriculum or even content for math and then science. We have an institute in the DOST called the Science Education Institute that actually supervises the scholarship program, but also looks into together with the DepEd, looks into ways on how we can improve science and math education in the entire country, in the whole country. So, yes, we've been doing that, and I think with the K-12, yes, we are pursuing more synergistic initiatives with the DepEd.
I think your department is also very much involved with the Philippine Science High School.
Yes, they are actually under our tutelage.
Because you really have to cultivate
yes.
those guys, those kids who have the knack for the science.
Yes, and recently we inaugurated our Mindanao campus that was the 11th campus I think in South Coronadal, in South Cotabato. But we plan that in the next 3 years, more campuses, Philippine science campuses, will be opened to cover all the regions in the country. So we are really aggressive in pushing the Philippine Science High School as a very excellent track record, and they're really gunning to be number one in the ASEAN region at least by 2016.
Is the perception true that the child has to be particularly gifted in order to gain admission to the school? But before you answer that question, General Assignment will be right back after a few reminders. Don't go away.